Alright, this one might take a little bit of effort because it's got a lot of setup. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Paps, a rising VTuber and an artist, and today we are working with some clay. So as part of the rewards we set up during the auction, I promised to do a little bit of working with clay. So that's going to be today. That's what we're going to be doing today. I am in a slightly different setup. So normally I have my desk like over in that direction, right? And it's like I've turned everything backwards so that the monitors are pointing away from where they normally would be. So that I have a little bit, I'm using my coffee table because I don't want my nice desk to get full of clay crumbs and splashes and what have you. Because that's going to happen. I'm not, I don't have a lot of experience working with clay, but hopefully I can, to some extent, do a good job with this. I have like a tutorial video up. Hopefully, I watched a tutorial or two on how to make like a super simple clay pot, and I think that that's what we're going to be doing. So let's try to start this. I have a little vat of water here. That thing makes me nervous, right? The little bit of water makes me nervous because I am super scared of knocking it over. I have my keyboard and my mouse on the coffee table that I'm working on. In general, clay work feels a lot messier than a lot of the other stuff that I've done on stream, but I remember really enjoying it as a kid, so I wanted to have it... Oh, that's really moist in here. I wanted to have it as one of the rewards for the... Well, this thing is... There we go. I wanted to have it as one of the rewards for the garage auction. So we're using this clay here. So this is a no firing clay. Hang on. Let me do like the TikTok friggin' thingy here, right? So this is a no fire clay, natural air hardening, non-toxic, easily washable with water. So unfortunately, I will be painting with acrylic. We're definitely not going to get to that today, though. I'm not sure when we're going to be able to like get into painting it. I'll probably do that off stream, but I do want to do the majority of the sculpting on stream. Now, if you're wondering why I'm putting on a pair of gloves, it's because for similar to the reasons that I noted earlier regarding my nervousness, my nervousness with the water, I feel like I'm going to like eventually at some point type or use my mouse. So I want to be able to have like an easy, no commitment option. Hang on. This is part of my headphones. I don't need to have that on screen. Alright, so if I remember correctly, the first step to working with clay is to knead it a little bit. So as for what we're going to be making, the thing we'll be making today is actually... Hang on, I gotta check something real quick. Yeah, what we're actually going to be making today is... If you all remember that green curry pot that's shaped like my face, we had it at the concession stands during the auction. I want to make that into a real thing. I want to be able to like make a Pabs curry pot. It'll probably be like a slightly smaller version of it, though. It won't be like the full size, because that would be like yay big. And I have the clay to do that, but I don't have the ambition. So let's see. Maybe I could just... I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm planning to take this loosey-goosey. Again, I'm not super familiar with clay working. I'm just gonna grab a chunk here. But I do remember enjoying it quite a bit as a kid. Particularly, like, just kneading it a little bit to get it easy to work with. Yeah. I don't know. I ended up gravitating just towards, like, pencil and paper, or, pen and ink. Why am I already sweating? That's so gross. Oh yeah, it's mashing time. I'm gonna be beating this thing up like it's pizza dough. Hi, bunny. Yeah, no. I don't know. It feels pretty malleable already. I don't know what we need to do exactly to get it like knead ready. I should have paid more attention to the one tutorial video I watched on this. But from what I remember, the place to start is with making this into the basis for the pot, right? So we're gonna try to make an inside out, a kind of concave? Convex? I don't know. I don't think it really matters so much, concave or convex, when you're just making, when you're working in a 3D space. I don't know. Concave. I feel the problem is that both of them are curved. So wait, no. Convex, concave. So concave goes inward and concave goes outward, if I recall correctly. Or am I getting that wrong? Also, there's like a little gap here that's really pissing me off. Like I said, I probably won't be able to actually use this for food. I'm planning to paint it with acrylic paint. And that's going to make it a little bit difficult to ensure that it's non-toxic, because acrylic paint is literally like plastic. And it's going to have a layer of gloss. I got some gloss prepared. I also have this thing, which we should probably start deploying at this point. Away with you. Alright. We also need like something... I need something sturdy and kind of difficult to break. I don't see anything that I don't... Hang on, I've got an idea. I saw that the person in the video used this like wooden... Oh, that's actually kind of a cool thing that the clay residue is on the gloves. I saw the person in the video use like a wooden paddle. Imagine a yaoi paddle, but much smaller. So I'm gonna... Well, first, in spirit at least, I'll apologize to my downstairs neighbors. There we go. That should flatten it out pretty nicely down here. No, not really. Okay. There's also like this big divot here. I don't really like that. Sorry. I do feel like I should apologize at every juncture to my downstairs neighbors for this one. I don't know. For me, clay is actually surprisingly intuitive. Yeah, paddling it up. That's right. Hi, Vex. I don't know. Somehow, like, clay feels like intuitive, but not. Like, it feel like I don't know. I'm somebody who has like a lot of like tactile sense, right? I enjoy like the feeling of feeling stuff with my hands. So it like a lot of the stuff makes sense to me, right? Like a lot, like, you know, the smoothing it out, making it nice and clean. It feels correct. R.I.P. downstairs neighbors. Oh yeah, I'm not going to be very popular down there for a little while. All right, maybe we can like crimp these so that it forms a curve. I feel like this is working. It feels like it's working. There we go. Yeah. If you're wondering what this wooden thing is down here, this was at one point a cutting board. So the funny thing about university, right, is that occasionally people leave, right? Like you have like I lived in my university's dormitories for most of the time I attended university. Actually, all the time I attended university, I lived in my university's dormitories. And the thing is that because sometimes people leave, especially like between semesters, they leave, right, to either go back home for the break between semesters, or because they have like a new living situation, or they're moving dormitories even. They just don't want to take a lot of their crap with them. So what ended up happening is that near the end of the semester, a bunch of the kids who were moving out were like desperately going from door to door and door to door to the floor, being like, "Hey man, do you want like a tea kettle? Do you want like a free tea kettle?" It's good that they weren't shameless enough to like ask us to buy it off of them. Although I imagine one or two enterprising individuals did so anyway. There we go. But yeah, so this cutting board ended up being a gift from one of the people who was leaving for the summer. She is this going good? Yeah. She was like, "Hey, do you want to like what's the weirdest thing you saw offered?" Oh, that's a toughie actually. Weirdest thing that I was personally offered, I didn't see a lot of people get offered other stuff. It was actually quite mundane stuff, right? It was like power cables and such. The weirdest thing I got offered is 2 kettles by the same person. Both of them were operational. I don't know why they bought 2 kettles. I think they might have like accidentally taken one from somebody else and then realized they were also leaving. I think that's what ended up happening for them. So the weirdest thing that I've personally been offered is 2 kettles by the same person. Hang on. Okay, and that'll be a surprise tool that'll help us later. But yeah, got to think of it. I'm actually one of the few people. I met up with my friend today, right? I met up with my friend from university today. They looked at you and were like, "Yeah, he looks like a kettle guy." Oddly enough, I did end up taking one of the kettles, but not the other. I couldn't accept the package deal. I wasn't sold on it. God, now, and that's a problem too, because now the other kettle's gonna have like this whole personal saga about how they were separated from their twin at birth, or at like I don't know. I mean, how long do kettles last usually? I mean, this is like an electric kettle, not a metal kettle, so I'm guessing it has a much shorter life. I'm guessing like 2 or 3 years would be like maybe 10 years. So maybe separated at childhood, but not at birth. I need to be careful, otherwise I'm gonna end up like that. The frickin' there was this one kung fu movie called like the Legend of the Three Heroines or the Three Heroines or something like that. And it's a really cool movie because it does have like conventional martial arts characters, right? Like a lot of the main characters are genuine martial artists, but then there's also a third girl who all the main characters are women. The third girl, however, isn't like an actual martial artist. She just has a gun and a motorcycle and is still extremely effective at fighting. And it rules. Okay. Doing pretty well smoothing out the inside of this. Don't want to keep it too moist. Yeah, I don't remember the actual title of the movie. It's like The Three Heroines or something like that. Or The Three Brave Heroines. It had something with heroines, I believe. All right. A trick that I saw in the oh god, look at my knife. This is gonna be such a pain to clean up after. And I better be on my toes. Anyway, a trick I saw the person in the tutorial use was that they made they had a specialized tool for it, but they essentially made a lot of tiny little cuts in the clay so that when they rolled out a piece, they could also join it that way. And that seemed really cool, so I'm going to try and do that manually. Also, it's just kind of satisfying to do. This side, I feel like, is missing a little bit of extra oomph, so let's... Honestly, to date, the best kung fu movie I've seen that wasn't like an internationally released one is probably The Five Deadly Venoms. That's still like, I think it's still on Netflix, but definitely one of the top 5 kung fu movies I've watched. It's amazing because it even in ancient one of the core lessons in it is that even in ancient China you cannot trust the police. What a crazy movie. I still remember the night I watched it because what ended up happening is that this was during the pandemic. I was super interested in eating like a decent steak, but I didn't want to order a steak, so I wanted to cook it for myself. So I bought a super cheap, really crappy steak, and I just beat the hell out of it with one of those like meat tenderizers. I just went at it for minutes on end until it was like paper thin. and then I marinated it with like Coke and soy sauce, and I just fried that sucker, and it was one of the best meals. I just had it over rice. Completely nutritionally unbalanced, but I still assert that it's one of the best meals I've had in my life. I regret absolutely nothing about that meal. I'm guessing the reason that she made these like narrow cuts is that so it's easier for the clay to grip. I'm not sure how that works. Wait, you marinated it with what? Coca-Cola and soy sauce. Have you never made? It's simplest marinade in the world. Coke and soy sauce, just like a can of Coke and soy sauce, and it's super easy. Maybe some garlic in there too, if you have some like minced garlic on hand. Yeah, no, the Coke's a little bit acidic, so it actually tenderizes the meat a little bit, and also it has a bunch of like sugar and other like good stuff in there, so that when you cook the steak, it has just a tiny bit, a very small amount of like sweetness to it. It's sort of preparing to meld together, like creating scratches to better mold the surface compared to flat. Oh, I see. That's why they make the diagonal cuts. Interesting. But a can of Coke, soy sauce, and some garlic, and you've got like a decent, super fast marinade. I bought a book on gourmet paths advice. This is like very yeah. No, this is like one of those like life hacks that you learn. I feel like it's the kind of thing that you need to be taught. But yeah, Coke and soy sauce for your marinade, and that's a super easy marinade. I highly recommend. All right, let me just. Hup. God, look at how clean that looks. Hang on. All right. Anyway. All right. I think from here on out, what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to make these into like noodles. I'm pretty sure. Pizza, pasta, put it in a box. I'm not finishing the rest of that song because it has some inappropriate lyrics that will be on TOS. Yeah, I was actually asking my mom. She also has some experience with clay modeling, so I was asking her, "Hey, how do I do this?" Like, she was like, "Make it about a pinky's width." So I think like on this end, it's like on the narrow end. What an incredible combination of emojis and text. That you've stumbled onto like a hidden tech with like the pogging emote because maybe it doesn't look as much like it's pogging, but it definitely looks like it's yelling something. Hmm. Okay. So good news is that it worked pretty well, the rollout method. The bad news is that this is only like half of what we need. We need additional length. Oops. Ah! No, come back. There we go. This is how you make noodles, right? Like this is how people make noodles. This is how like ramen shops work, I'm pretty sure. If the noodle isn't long enough, you like attach a massive flail of dough, so it's almost like a billy club. I saw this on a documentary once. This is how like they used to taxidermy snakes before they understood like the we're up in here noodling it. That's right. Y'all ain't real noodlers like me. You know what kind of like what do you call euphemism for head I love? It like calling your head your noodle always felt super funny to me. Like when somebody says that's using your noodle, I always thought that was super funny. I found that like that people whose first language isn't English have like a few key phrases that just make them crack up. Like my mom, right? I one time I taught her the word sleep deprivation, and she was just chuckling at it. She was like giggling at the phrase sleep deprived. Not because she thought the concept of it was funny, but just because she thought the kind of like phonetics of it were hilarious. All right, and she's right. That's true. Clay, hi, Cypress. Oh, 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 oh! It's long enough now. It's long enough now. We've achieved the goal. It's long enough now. All right. I don't think we need to like we don't need to crisscross applesauce the noodle here. So I think I'm just gonna like womp this thing right on there. I don't know if I should just do multiple noodles and then just build it up until like I have the desired tallness, verticality to it. I feel like it's probably a better idea to just incorporate the noodles as we go. I feel like that's a safer option. Okay. Oh boy. I feel like I'm gonna need to use a little spatula thingy here. Quite a lot. God, this is gonna look so busted once I actually like look at it from the side. For the time being, I just need to live with the consequences of my actions. Yeah, don't over noodle it. Over noodling sounds like a sort of forbidden Italian technique. Over noodling sounds like when you fuck up your ratio of like marinara sauce to meats in your carbonara, or not carbonara, just like in your spaghetti. Like in the professional spaghetti circuit, they're like, ah, dude, he totally over noodled that, and it's considered like an amateurish rookie mistake. That's them pushing themselves beyond their limits. The super Italian, yeah. When I was in New York for a few months, I did see some dude going into Super Italian 3. It was pretty crazy. Their mustache became like it kind of like fell to the floor. Forbidden dark Italian dark Italian techniques. Forbidden dark Italian techniques. That's just like that's just like what the friggin' Machiavelli book is about, I think. I don't remember what the title of the Machiavelli book is, but I do remember it teaches you to be like a right bastard. It's a very pragmatic book from what I remember. It's like it's like that one meme that's like which way Western man, and one of the paths is like the Book of Five Rings, and the other path is like whatever the Machiavelli book was called. Did Machiavelli actually do that much fucked up stuff? Like, I remember that his name is like synonymous with being like a magnificent bastard. But did he actually do that many bad things, or what is his reputation overblown? Is it like a sort of Sun Tzu type deal, where like he just had the most practical advice at the time, and so everybody conflated him with being like some kind of like strategic mega genius who will stab anybody in the back. When in reality, his advice is like, don't underfeed your troops. If you do this, they will die. Man, it was a tough gig being a strategist. We talk sweet on like my first day as a second century warlord, but I'm gonna be real. I feel like it's definitely one of those high pressure jobs. You know, you have to make sure you're in favor with like a court wizard. You can't go against the prince's like a code of honor. It sounds quite tough. It sounds like a very demanding career. Okay. Trying to make this both higher and narrower. Oh, to be a warlord during early humanity? God, I feel like being a warlord is a lot like being a farmer in that a lot of people are like, man, I should just burn it all to the ground and become a farmer, right? Like your random peasant would have been like, man, I should just say fuck it to all this corn farming and just become a warlord. And you become a warlord and you're like, man, this fucking sucks. It's like becoming your own boss in like the second century. You know, one time I read somebody say that like being your own boss, being able to set your own hours in the context of like becoming an entrepreneur or like owning your own business essentially does end up being like, no, that just means you're working all the hours. I got a couple guys from the local village who got my back. They would love it. God. It was a crazy time when you could just get the local blowjob brothers put together and be like, yeah, we're a warband now. We're a wandering army now. Trust. God. It's some fucking dude being like, yeah, I'm just working on my internship as a local magistrate until I have the kind of funding to break out on my own to become a warlord. Yeah, it's not very glamorous, but it keeps the lights on. It's like one of those like business dudes who are who are like working in a super good position and are like, yeah, no, I just want to make my own company someday. It feels like it keeps falling. I feel like I don't give it sufficient structural support. Hmm. God, this is gonna be such a busted ass looking fucking bowl by the end of it. See, now I feel like I'm typing. Okay, there's like an issue now. This wall here is under, shall we say, supported. There we go. This is yeah, no. You have to roll with the lumpy bowl. The lumpy bowl can save you. The lumpy bowl that you're making on what? What's wrong with it? You saw. I feel like you were very supportive until until I like flipped it upward and you were like, "Oh God." I can't unsee it. God. Okay. We need to make this side just a tiny bit taller. Get up. Get your money up. You're a grown ass bull. You can't be talking like this. Probably. Hang on. Let's go a little crack here. Really shouldn't have slapped it down on the ground like that. That was a poor idea. Save me, spatula. Okay. Maybe if I use this side, it'll be better for me. The problem is that this would make it like a vertical bowl, and I want it to have like a small curve on the outside, but beggars can't be choosers. Guy whose job it was in the village to make the pottery. God, I'm just imagining some dude during like the fucking Jomon era or some other fucking time period taking like a selfie with like the local potter's apprentice and be like, bro, look at my potter. We are not making it through the winter. We are not going to have the right kind of bowls for pickling. You know, I do really like the look of kimchi bowls as a thing, or like kimchi pots. I've seen a couple of kimchi pots when I was younger, and I really like how they look. They just have such a timeless look to them. It's just like a brownish pot full of pickled cabbage. I don't even like kimchi, but I respect the hell out of kimchi pots. Okay, there we go. This feels like it's slightly better. I feel like I've reformed the bowl somewhat. We might be back. I think we can. I think we're almost ready to add a. Hang on. I might have used too much water. That might be why this is happening. Hang on. See, like this side is a little thin right now. Meanwhile, this side is basically zero cohesion. We gotta, like... Gotta, like, force the air bubbles out or something. Yaoi paddle time. I really regret using that as my particular turn of phrase for that technique. Imagine if you're at a pottery class and you're and your professor busts out the yaoi paddle and be like, "This is for the extra big bowl." The slap never fails. That's true. Fact checked by true rice patriots. All right. Please, 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 please work. Brought to you by Rice Gang. This stream was literally brought to you by Rice Gang. Let's hear it for the most popular carbohydrate. Oh shit, I stabbed my bowl. I I stabbed my bowl just a little bit. I'm sure that's fine. The bowl will not resent me for it. Look, it happens when you're making like thrusting motions with a knife. Occasionally a bowl gets stabbed. That's like not even my fault. It is my fault. I'll own it. I'll own up to that. That one's on me. Is that like... I need to make sure that it's like smooth in here. I'm very nervous about making the border like this thin, because like it's thicker in some places but thinner in others, and that's not something that's... It's a little bit concerning to me, is all. I'm not sure if the right answer is to thin out the rest of it or to... Hang on. It's to thin out the rest of it or to... Try to thicken the rest of it. Making it thinner is easier than making it thicker. I shouldn't over noodle it. And again, I feel like it's drooping. I can... Hang on. Maybe if I can just kind of like... Wait, I have the exact thing for this. I need to... Hang on, where the fuck did I put it? I have like the exact tool that I need for this. I have the exact... Aha! The Dollarama Styrofoam Sphere. Alright, here we fucking go. Now let's see you fucking... Where did that even come from? I bought it specifically for this stream. Exactly because I expected a situation like this to occur. Hang on. I have an idea for what I can use instead of this. This is not an effective yaoi paddle. However, this might be. Remember this? I bought a novelty whiskey flask at one point. Oh, yeah. Some fucking potter in my city just fucking like clutched their heart to their chest. Oh my god, it's that easy. It's that easy. Look how smooth that is. It's just that easy. Hang on. Gotta smooth this one over. Look at that shit. I'm so good at what I do. Oh my god. This feels like cheating. All right. Hang on. And now what do we do to kind of like even this out? Now the issue is that it's not like God, look at how nasty the top half of this looks now. What's the most yaoi drink? That's a toughie. I'm not an expert on this sort of thing, I'm afraid. No, see, the thing is, like it would have to be... Who said that? Yeah, don't say that. The thing about the thing about Vex's suggestion is that it would have... That's, like, not particularly... It's not a particularly, like, gender-locked drink, and the thing about yaoi is that it is an MXM, right? So it would have to be something... You know what? I shan't say. I shan't say. Upon reflection, I shan't say. We don't need to be having this conversation. Let's get back to pottery. How about that? Hang on. I have need of the orb once again. Needless to say, I'm hopelessly dependent on the orb. smooth this fucker out. Joining the stream we don't need to have this conversation. I feel like it'd be whiskey or something of that nature. We don't have the knowledge to say what a drink a wealthy semi would be holding. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I lack the credentials to give a definitive answer on all of this. I feel like I'm making a piñata now rather than a clay vessel. The orb grows in power. Okay. Creating a clay coconut. Yeah, what if I just cover this orb in clay and call it a day? Would that be a fun stream for you guys? Would that be like an acceptable rice bees full of individually packaged mochi? That would be kind of a fun idea. Alright, here we go. Gonna need to do my best to make this like an even cut all the way around. Please. Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up so bad. Oh wait, no, I can save it. I can save it. ASMR stim clay coconut. Alright. Here we fucking go. This does look straight up like a coconut. Why do you look like a coconut? Alright. Uh-oh. Alright, you're covered in saran wrap, brother. Don't even try to bullshit me. I know you're not stuck. Get the fuck out of there. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I need to like realign my posture. I feel like I've been hunched over during my orb fuge. I feel like I overused the orb and now I've like paid the toll with my body. Alright. Y'all know the drill. Okay, just crisscross applesauce this thing. Yeah, the orb's dangerous price, yeah. A lot of people compare computer screens and phones to cursed amulets because of like the hold they have on us. I feel like that's like a fair equation, but I feel like I would still be much more chill about like the inevitable posture issues that I run into later in my life if I were also able to cast lightning like Thunderbolt using my phone, you know? What I'm saying is that we don't need to like free ourselves of the amulet. We need to make the amulet's cursed use more worth it. You know, it needs to be a much more equivalent exchange than what it currently is. Hang on. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna put the bowl over here. I can't believe we saved that with a fucking skill issue? Well, shit, you're right. Maybe everybody else's phone. I've had my phones for like almost 8 years. It's like one of those iPhone 6S's or something like that. It's definitely. I think it is an iPhone 6S. I've had that for like forever, and that's just been my phone. So maybe, I don't know, maybe more recent phones do have the ability to cast Lightning Bolt. I don't know. That might just be on me. I might just be a slow adopter. Excuse me. Yeah, I had my old phone for about 8 years before the screen literally stopped working. Yeah, my poor little guy is still soldiering on through as best as he can, but I feel like he is definitely reaching the end of his life. This guy hasn't unlocked the lightning bolt. Aw, man, is that what the lightning adapter is for? I thought that was just for charging it. God damn it. Nobody fills me in on these things. It could cast lightning bolt by sapping me. Oof. Well, the greatest techniques often have recoil. Such is life. Also, the average lifespan of modern tech is like 8 to 9 years. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I'm very happy with myself because I've actually managed to keep a lot of my technology, right? Like my older laptop and such, working in decent condition. I wouldn't say perfect condition, but definitely like decent condition. Like it's not like gonna suddenly have some kind of. I need this accident. I keep accidentally bumping the ball. This looks like such a deranged workstation. We've got a hip flask with googly eyes, a knife, and the orb. I feel like I'm lining up fucking cow tools. I'm in a Far Side comic strip right now. Same brain, same brain. God. Alright, maybe we put the knife over here so it doesn't accidentally stab the bowl again. Pab's tools? Yeah, rice tools. The clay making Twitch comes into this stream and is confused. God. Twitch playmaking society, I am so sorry for what I'm doing to your craft. I'm sorry dear clay modeling Twitch, I'm sorry that man is your streamer. God. Yeah, they don't know the rice techniques. The trademarked Pabst tech. Alright, this noodle seems like fairly lengthy. Hang on. I'm gonna do something a little bit drastic. I'm gonna go check on that tutorial that I looked up, just to make sure that I'm doing the noodle procedure correctly. Okay, so in the tutorial they have okay. Okay. Interesting. Alright, I think I get it. Okay. So I need to flip this glove inside out and then put it back on, which is going to be a little gross. I shouldn't shake it in that direction because my water bottle is like right over there. I'm going to take a sip real quick. Yeah, I feel like that's the cool thing, though. I do think that out of all the different mediums, clay offers like the most opportunities to be like a wacky motherfucker with the tools you use. Because, there's like, for example, that one, there's like this one artist where everybody goes like, oh, I could make that. But like, the thing is, the reason James Pollock, right? James Pollock painted by using like a wooden rod and dipping that in paint and then just like dribbling it all over the canvas. Right? And that's a pretty freeform thing. But I saw, while I was looking up clay tutorials, I saw this one dude who used the inside of a gourd as like a smoothing tool. So I feel like out of all the different things that like you have, like clay working allows for like the most kind of mad science bullshit regarding your tools. And he was like hyping it up. Like he was like, oh yeah, it should be super easy to fucking take out a small gourd and just like keep it hydrated. Like that's the thing, right? Sometimes you run into like these Yeah, anything goes. Yeah, like he cut out a bit of a gourd and just used the inside of the gourd, which retained water fairly well, to smooth out the clay. And it was just like his gourd pit. Yeah, the small gourd we all have. I actually did want at some point to try to make like one of those like gourd flasks on stream. But then I looked up the actual process behind making those gourd flasks, and also like the fact that I don't have any dried gourds in my area, and drying them out would have like so much fucking effort. I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. All right, there we go. That seems mostly fine. All right, so for this, what we need to do is actually to yaoi paddle it before we actually attach it. Dried gourds in your area. Oh my. Oops. Alright, hang on. Just gotta... There we go. Now we've gone from udon to linguine for this noodle. Alright. So here's what... Okay, so from what I saw, from here, what they do is that they actually... Hang on. Okay, so here's what we do next. We kind of like do the thing like a dumpling and make one of the sides like very moist. I mean, what the actual like video maker did is that they used broken up pieces of dried clay mixed with water to put it together. But we don't have that kind of fucking time. So I'm just gonna raw dog this shit. God, please, please, please. I am like, I might be praying right now. Please, I cannot return to the orb after this. Hang on. What I need is like a messy little bit of clay, just to like patch up the bits inside. Like fully moisturizing this area. There we go. We can't go back. We've come too far. The former wizard who said he swore off magic. God. The wizard who relapses on the orb. They're like, man, Gnortash, we told you can't go out drinking again. You started using your orb. You swore that shit off, man. You had like you were 3 months away from like for completing a year without relying on the orb, and now look at you. You've casted hexes, man. You can't undo that shit. Those bloodlines will never be the same after you've hexed them. Just a glimpse of the orb again. I promise this will be the last time. Please, my wizard tower goes undefended. All right. You turned our bartender into a toad man. Into a toad man. You crossed the line. Yeah. Yeah, man, it was really cool when you fucking turned our bartender into a frog. We know his nickname was Bullfrog, but you didn't have to do all that shit, man. He has a date tomorrow. What are you gonna do about that? You're gonna need to like go in his stead. We're gonna need to do some kind of like comedic wacky hijinks to make sure our guy Bullfrog is still in the game after you frogged him. There there's like a program in like the wizard's tower, in like the archmage's tower, where like if you call a cab after, if you like get somebody else to hex for you after you've gotten smashed, they cover your cost. He skipped out topping off my glass. I needed my satisfaction. I told that motherfucker 2 limes, and he gave me 1 lime. Oh, wait, no, there's the other one. Okay, I might have done him wrong. That is, I should apologize. I'll sort it out tomorrow morning, first thing. I promise. There's like a rift here. Hang on. Okay. That went much more smoothly than the first time we added a new noodle. I love the idea of his friends dressing up the wizard in a bunch of fancy wizard robes so he can go on this fake date, and they get there and the date is actually a frog also. Oh my god. This is like straight up, this is like a fantasy smiling friends episode. Unfortunately, I don't have the map for the quest to undo it. But yeah, no, this looks so much more clean than our first Ring edition. Like, obviously, it needs some help out here on the. Actually, does it? Hang on. Ah! The orb! Alright, let's keep the orb within, like, stasis distance. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I have a. Hang on. I have, like, a. this bottle from when I got sick one time. I'm gonna add a little bit of water inside of the cap, and also a few clay shavings, and hopefully that'll be able to. Hang on, I need to mince this clay. First time I've actually used this cutting board like a cutting board. How about that? All right. There we go. But yeah, what we need is like some very moist clay to patch up the outer ring. Oh man, I'm cooking something in my slow cooker right now, by the way, and it smells so good. I cannot wait to eat that. I made like a I think the website called it a beef daube. It's a sort of stew with red wine and tomatoes. It smells so good. God. Honestly, I've been looking to get back into cooking stuff, and a lot of the time when I think about like cooking, right, I want to go as low effort as possible because I feel like then, otherwise I'll be unmotivated to do it because I'll be like, oh, but then I have to clean up the bowl. Then I have to clean up the saucepan. It's like that sort of thing where like I'm worried that if I don't make it as easy for myself as possible, I'll just be completely unmotivated to actually do it. And I've actually found that what works for me is the opposite. Like making it a more kind of eventful thing actually makes it easier for me to cook stuff. Being like, okay, I'm gonna cook myself something nice. I'm gonna cook myself something that I will enjoy eating. That I've like specifically decided to eat. I don't know. Instead of like just being like, okay, just whatever ingredients I got on hand, just throw it into a frying pan. Go go go. I don't know. It's interesting, right? It feels like a small conflict, but it's like you want to make it's easier for you to want to take care of yourself when it feels like you're taking care of yourself rather than you're just like doing whatever. I don't know. That's how I feel about it, at least. There we go. Okay, and then just a tiny bit of the clay over here. Okay, I actually think we're good on like height wise for the bowl right now. That makes sense. Yeah, very hard to have that energy though. That's true. That is like the downside is like you do need to like align the moons for actually wanting to cook. Look at that bowl. You can put so much rice in there. Yeah. Okay. So we're just gonna like smooth out the top here. I think we're good on like verticality for the bowl. So now we're gonna add a few additional details. So first things first, I'm the realist. Second thing second. What I actually need to do is very similar to what I did just now. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Oh crap! I'm gonna hella deform this thing. I need to be super careful when I do that. Hmm. I feel like the best way to do this is to just put this on top and then smooth it out with the comb thingy. That's not quite working. That's concerning. Yeah, the danger's of handling the bowl. Okay. Just having that like that. Okay, and then okay. Oh, that Oh no, I there's like a divot there now. Oh my god. I screamed like I just got stabbed or some shit. Oh my god. Ay, ay, ay. Man, this ceramics shit is serious. I've like it feels weird. I feel like I'm dishonoring my ancestors somehow. You have to become the bull. Yeah. I thought it'd be easier since I'm already a bag, and I feel like bowls and bags have like a similar-ish purpose, theoretically. We're both supposed to store things, so why am I so incapable of empathizing with it until this very moment? Now I feel its pain and it feels mine. We formed a bond, this bowl and I. Okay. Okay. Just smoothing out the sides of it right now. I'm hoping to get that nice and squared away. Otherwise, this will look a little bit friggin' weird. Like, there's a little gap right here that we need to do something about. I'm trying to flatten the clay as much as possible so that when I stick it on there, it's easy to smooth out. I feel like I've gotten the rhythm of it down. Okay. And just... Wait, I have a knife. I can just... Hang on. Do that away from the bowl, please and thank you. Alright. I'll worry about the chips in there while I smooth it out on the inside. For right now, though, the big concern is smoothing out the outside. I'd love to deploy the yaoi paddle stratagem once again, but I feel like that would be inappropriate right now. Okay. And then just to make sure that it's even at the top, I'm going to take like a... Okay, it needs a little bit more up around here. Okay, that should be fine. Alright, so... Gonna lift this up real quick so y'all can take a look at that. Pretty nice, if I do say so myself. It looks decent from its side profile. I think the main thing is just making sure that, like, hang on. It's just making sure that the inside is nice, is as smooth as it is on the outside. Okay. Difficulty too is that I don't have quite the right angle on the dangle of this spatula thingy. I haven't become accustomed to it yet. But I'll learn. I'll figure it out or I won't before the end of the stream. Okay. And over here, just gonna have to get that done. The angled angle is dongled. Yeah, no. Dude, the angle of our dangle is completely dongled. Like in terms of like from obled to dongled, we're like at like DEFCON 9 dongled, man. We're straight up bingled with it. We might be looking at a category 9 ungled event. Okay, then smooth this out. I feel like top down isn't like the best angle for this sort of stream, but it is what it is. We'll have to deal with it. Alright, as for the rest of this clay, alright, we need to keep this bowl safe at all costs. Like, this is as smooth as it's going to be, right? We cannot let it become compromised in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to keep it over there, and hopefully I won't fuck it up. Hang on. It's just like a tiny little bit. Tiny little gap. What the... All right. Do not move. That is an order. Do not fuck this up for us. All right. Meantime, let's grab a chunk of this size, let's say. All right, so for this one, we're going to want to do what we've done earlier and just kind of knead it out. Just knead this sucker out. God. Earlier, right, I was watching this video called Street Fighter Third Strike is Broken. And I thought that it would just be like a compilation of funny gameplay, but it was actually like listing off the most notorious kind of tech in that game. And some of it is fucking hilarious. You remember how like back in, I want to say late last year, right? In Guilty Gear Strive, there was this thing where like if you wild assaulted the banana that Faust dropped, it would like freeze the game and it would be game over. They've got like 3 different scenarios for that happening. I don't know if they've been patched in any way. I don't think they have. But it's still funny as fuck that in like 2 of the 3 in like 3 or so matchups with different characters, they have like a way of ending the game. I find that to be so funny. All right. Just rolling this out. Okay. We're about halfway there, judging from the size of the bowl. What I want is like a discrete sort of outer rim to the bowl, if that makes sense. Also, I think, hang on, have I had Clip Studio Paint open this entire time? Is that what's been back there? Hang on. Oh my god, it's totally what's been back there. Hang on. I can get rid of that. Hang on, just one moment. I should have pointed that out and just discreetly done it. There we go. Now the back of the stream is fully undisturbed and smooth, much like my bowl, might I add. If I may make a self-flattering comparison. It's good that I take my glove off every now and again, because then I have like an opportunity to like realign my posture. It's like a nice break from the locked in state that I'm in while making this bowl. I don't know. I get like this super good feeling whenever I'm like locked in for a long period of time. Like if I've managed to focus really well on one day, I feel like I sleep much better. Bowl completely safe and unbothered in its lane, thriving. Mm-hmm. My bowl practices the mantra of just block them and move on. God, I remember seeing this one user on Twitter that was like cheering because they'd manually blocked 50,000 accounts. What a legend! That's so funny. That's like conceptually so funny to me. This dude has just been out here blocking people since day one. All right, there we go. Then just gotta get this last little pinky. Yeah, the power of that. It's like a small seaside town. Yeah. They've blocked they're the dude who walks into like a convention and can be like, I've blocked a small village's worth of people online. I think once you pass the 10,000 mark, you just start being able to block people in real life. like like they just do like a kata upwards, and like the person is just removed from their perception of reality. they're on some like Akira Kurosawa type shit where they like all, where they like strike the person and then they have to wait like a few seconds before it actually like commits the action. Oh yeah. A friend of mine today, when I was talking with a friend of mine, he gave me a question that he read on Twitter one time. Okay, so you've got four options, right? You have cowboy, pirate, gender neutral cowboy, pirate, knight, and samurai. All right, those are the four options. Out of those four, which do you want to be the most, and why? I went with pirate personally. I don't know. I feel like I would look good. Maybe it's like reading One Piece at a young age that influenced me. But I feel like it's the pirate's life for me. Also, this needs to be a little bit thinner. I feel like it's going to get thinner after we smack it around a little bit. Hang on. Let me secure the cap on this properly before we start deploying the yaoi paddle stratagem. There we go. My buddy chose samurai because he felt like that had like the most privileges out of all of them. I don't know. For me, top choice would have been pirate. Second top choice would have been knight, probably. Samurai is definitely like in my third pick out of the draft pick. Rice on the high seas, yeah. Really does feel like I'm I don't know if it's like just because of like the awkward way that I have to hold it for this to work or whatever, but it feels like so ape-like to just have to smack the clay around to shape it to my will. All right. Now, the question is, how do we make sure that this is successfully applied to this? I think the first thing I'm going to do actually is just use the blunt. Actually, do I have the... Where's the... Here we go. Oh shoot, did I nick the... No, the bowl is fine. All right, cool. Groovy. Okay. This will just make just a little bit more even. The knife is too flat for it's too thin for the yaoi paddle, and this one has too many bumps on it now. It has to be the... Whatever. We can make this inside side. Alright, so I think that this is how we're going to do it, right? Crisscross this whole section here. Again, weirdly fitting that this used to be a cutting board, what I'm using for this. Alright, there we go. Okay, then over here. This is like way off camera at this point. Hang on. Okay. Then over here. Just keep going over this way. Alright, you're supposed to tighten up your fingers like this when you're chopping on very accurate degrees. All right, then we're just gonna crisp this. There we go. I need to be careful too because hang on, there's like a little chunk here. I need to be careful too because I can see that there's like a little bit of disalignment that's happening here because of the motion of cutting. So maybe I need to be like this. You know, no slicing, just indent. Dude, I am so getting bloated off on Chopped. I feel like I miss watching Chopped. My family used to, you know, I still remember the days before streaming was basically ubiquitous, and you could just catch Chopped on like the Cooking Network or whatever. And I remember being like weirdly invested whenever it sprang up. But some of the ingredients were super out there. Well, I guess that's the point, right? Like they had to have like super out there ingredients to throw off the contestants. All right. Well, first of all, you used clay as an ingredient, so we couldn't really keep you on. That's fair. Although there are some foods, there are certain types of edible soils. I think I've mentioned this before. There is like this one Chinese snack that uses this type of edible soil that's actually really good for your calcium intake because it has a lot of calcium in it. It's really interesting. You know how like Turkish coffee is made by putting the coffee pot inside of boiling hot sand? Similar idea. You heat up the dirt and then put little bits of dough in there and you cook them that way. It was really interesting. I would like to try it at some point, but obviously you shouldn't eat too much of it because, you know, a little bit of dirt in there. A little bit is good for you, but not too much. I've always liked the phrase, we all eat a handful of dirt before we die. Really made me less nervous of the 5-second rule. Alright, on my Anthony Guaychon type shit. Okay. This part isn't quite how I expected it to be, but I think we can bring it around. I'm not sure if I should smooth out this top part so that it's all together. Again, I'm not going to be firing this, so I'm not worried about it exploding in the kiln or anything. I've had that happen to me in my high school years. But I am mostly worried for the aesthetics of it. I can just like smooth it out a little bit with water. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that looks kind of what I wanted it to look like. Now, if we really want to go above and beyond, we need to make the little handles for the side of the bowl. And those are going to be, I feel, are going to be a little bit interesting to try and make. Why the fuck did I do that just now? Why did I add a little bit of clay to the... You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Fuck it, we can smooth it out. In fact, bring out the yaoi paddle. I think we can deploy it here. There we go. I like how I said bring out the yaoi paddle like it's some kind of medieval torture instrument, which it kind of is. All right. So then, the next part, I think we wanted to make the handles, or at least I wanted to make the handles. All right, so then the next part is going to be... I'm a little bit worried about it because I feel like if I attach the handles with like zero preparation, kind of like how I'm doing, they're eventually just going to snap off. And I would really rather that not happen. Oh well, we take risks. All right, so let's make a... Let's actually grab a little bit more than that. All right, so here's how we're going to do this, I think. We're gonna use the paddle again, I think. So to make the handles, we're gonna use the paddle and then just cut them out with a knife, I think. I feel like that's the best option that we have. Flatten this sucker. It's actually kind of satisfying how it gets flattened. That might be problematic. Okay. And then we just split it right in half. It's not fully even though. Let's work on that a little bit. There we go. All right, so we're gonna split this thing right in half. That looks about right. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man. Oops. All right. Well, you know, this is supposed to be more of an art than a science, right? It's fine if it's a little bit goofy. All right. Just kind of smooth that out. There we go. All right. I'm not sure how to attach these though. So maybe what we can do is rely on the orb once again. I need to round out the insides of it. Huh, that kind of works. Although I do feel like maybe the right choice might be to have the orb in here as structural support, and then, you know, have this upside down just drawing like that. Maybe on top of a piece of paper or something, I don't know. Or saran wrap. I feel like that might be the best option. All right, let's do it that way. This looks so busted. I'm not going to say anything, though. Listen, it can be a secret how busted it actually is. It just needs to look nice for a couple of photos, and then people will continue to believe I'm godlike. I feel like the opposite of fake it till you make it isn't confidence. It's fraud them till you fooled them. I don't know. For me, it's easier to feel confident if it feels like I'm conning someone. Once again, returning to the orb. Listen, its hold on me is powerful. This has been established. I feel like hang on. Do I have like... what do I have that could support this? Maybe the medicine bottle? A little short. How about also the medicine bottle with my solid perfume? No, that's not the right size. How about this little... Hang on. Maybe this guy? No, that doesn't fit quite right either. Ooh. Wait, medicine bottle with the cap on top. With two caps on top. No, that's not the right size. I need like I need like one of those like crank thingies that they have for cars. Those like car jack thingies. Okay, maybe this plus the bottle cap? Yeah, I'll take it. Oh, fuck. Never mind. Hang on. God, this is gonna look awesome or it's gonna look super weird. Alright. What the Why does this work? Alright, whatever. Dog, look at my handles. This isn't right. I think I understand why I wasn't so enthusiastic about doing clay stuff in high school. It just gets everywhere. This shit is like sand. Except that it's pretty smooth rather than coarse. Okay, and then just kind of closing the gap here. Okay, now we flip the bowl. All right. Peace, 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 peace. Peace, 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 peace. Okay. Oh god. All right, we can fix. No, I don't know. Does this need fixing? I don't fucking. All right, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm relaxed. I'm normal. I'm so fucking normal right now. All right, hang on. Okay, and if I flip it back around, will it be fine? Oh, there's a big dent there. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh god. Why is this so fucking stressful? I feel like I'm delivering a child. God, look at this part over here. Okay, then over here, just don't indent it. Just smooth it out. There we go. Okay. Okay, that looks presentable to somebody who doesn't have eyes. Nope, 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 nope. Not flipping it again. I'm gonna leave it. I think this is gonna be it. Hang on. I think this is gonna be the final form of the bowl. Just maybe I'm gonna smooth this out a little bit with my thumbs. Ah, man, you know what I should have done actually? I should have remembered where I snapped off the little extra band outside and then used that to for the place where the handle went. That would have hidden it perfectly. Oh well, live and learn, I guess. All right. I think any more than that's going to require a bit of the bowl having time to air dry to kind of stiffen up. I might return to this in the morning. I feel like I might need to set up like some kind of night watch, in orders and shit to make sure that it doesn't fall out of shape. How's that? That does not look particularly nice. Whatever. I think I've done most of what I can. I will not be a bowl doomer. 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 I believe. I believe. Okay. All right. I think that should do it for today. I don't know what else to do with this. I might do some other stuff for it off stream. I might send progress updates on this, but I think for the time being, we've done all we can for this guy. Let me flip it around once again, just show it off a little bit. Behold, gaze upon my works, ye mighty, and feel a degree of awe and pity. But yeah, that should do it for today. Thank you everybody for coming by. I really appreciate everybody stopping by and spending some time with me. Is there? Hang on, let me get this orb. All right, is there anybody streaming right now? Not really. All right, take it easy, everybody. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, and I will see you all later. Bye.